All right. It is time as we start our tale. Uh, we have had quite the run-in lately. So, goodness gracious. Welcome, everyone, as we begin. As our last little bit after coming out of a forest assaulted by various fiends and fae, our heroes had witnessed a lone individual running through an area they would later to be known as the Scar of the Cinder King. And an entirely otherworldly creature, possibly backed by a betrayer god themselves, who shone through the air and the planar walls. They bravely fought and prevented them from getting their prey. They were found by a druid named Rashova, who gave them much information, told them how elemental magic was very dangerous, and already had begun to heal a piece of the ground that they had desecrated through their battle, and advised them to be sure to not cause any more damage. But as the sun was setting, they gave them safe harbor if they wanted to rest their large house on owlbear legs over by the fort for now, in order to have a bit of a better situation. And it is there, as the house is being settled, we're going to get in to see exactly what they'd like to do with the ever-pressing hunger of Charlotte, still many days away from Mon, and to see what she will do after being offered by Ira if to go ahead and take a bite. They would take the exhaustion. We shall see precisely what happens. So, right now, enjoying some nice tea on the front porch of the owlbear house. What would you all like to do?
Mortis will spend several hours doing some cooking to cook up some cuddle cakes.
Cuddle cake cooking.
In the meantime, if anybody has anything.
Charlotte just flavors her tea. She'll go A, B.
With prestidigitation, I love it.
Brazen Edge would approach, or not approach, but address Ira. So, how'd you end up back here?
Well, after defending that girl, and you saw them, after you defended, took that girl away, we continued the destruction of that city, and I was we were basically, how do I say this? I was kicked out. I was banished. for showing mercy to a city who was supposed to have been destroyed. Because of this, I was deemed unfit, stripped of power. I feel like my immortality is now no longer a thing. I have noticed aging, and I now hurt when I'm in battle. So, since I was no use to them, I was exiled to Exandria to rot away.
For what it's worth, there could be worse places he could be rotting away in.
Oh yeah? Like where?
Dungeons. There was some people around here that were. Did you know that people actually consume Azamars?
You see the expression on Iris' face just completely change, like, what? I guess that anything is possible nowadays with, I don't put it past people. Who's consuming Asimars?
It was so long ago. There was there was a place over by Singhorn, and this old lady was taking these children, and they were all Azamar. You're in good company, and there could be much worse places you could have ended up. I hope we can find your companion here shortly.
Well, yeah. I can see I'm in good company. You all fought very bravely on my account, so again, I'm very grateful.
Do you want
Yeah.
one lump or two?
Two, please.
He'll bring him over tea to have him, have all of us join in.
So Matt, what do I see inside of this walking house? I guess since I've never seen it.
I think for the most part, it just looks like a cottage. Bobby has a full description because it's their cottage, but
Fair enough.
And it's like several very nice plush couches with woven Afghan thrown over, and several I would say side of tree trunk tables. A little kitchen, and then there's some stairs that lead up to like loft rooms, basically. Very big, much bigger on the inside.
So very Doctor Who. All right, cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. Bigger on the inside. Okay. I'm assuming we're all around the table.
I think we were on the porch.
Or on the porch.
Yeah, yeah. Porch is able to find out you guys want to do your stuff.
Okay.
And I say that because Charlotte's been, every time she takes some of the tea and she just swishes it around and then spits it out.
Luther is dipping her necklace in the cup of tea, hoping to get some soul flavor in it.
The undead not enjoying the experience.
And this would be Serafina.
Yeah, there's a young girl about 8 years old walking around. She's in the corner. Looks like she's mostly just. She wouldn't be on the porch ideally, unless you called her out there. She'd probably be more inside, trying to make cookies. She'd be helping with cuddle cakes if Mortis is trying to make them. And because of that, has now really opened to Mortis. Like everyone else sucks, they're horrible, but Mortis is cool.
She's also half
because they're actually interested in cupcakes. What are you saying, Jay?
She's half elf.
Mhm. And what would you guys like to do?
After finishing with this tea mug and having completely spat out everything, Charlotte will make her way back inside. And she'll go to the kitchen table to sit down where everybody's at, I guess, and just kind of take stock of the fact that Serafina's finally doing something kind of that she seems distracted, which is cool. And she watches Mordis make things, and I just picture Mordis with like a kitchen apron on, bacon with the cuddle cakes. So, how far are we again? Are we there yet?
Well, if I remember, we're 2 days out.
2 to 3
Oh.
days. Well, it's more like 3 to 4 days. Yeah.
3 to 4 days out.
Okay.
I don't know that these will sate your hunger at all, but they should be tasty when they're done.
Thank you. That sounds lovely. Since you guys know about me, would you mind sharing a bit about how you all met each other?
Oh. Well, that's been a journey. I first met up with the menagerie out of Whitestone in a monastery. We were tasked with figuring out what was happening to some blue crystal that was being stolen. And one of the leads actually led us to Oman, which sort of brings us full circle. I hadn't really thought about it for a while because we found a number of other leads that led us in very different directions. But, yeah. Chased through the Feywild by a man named Brumbleguard. When we got back, we were looking for some Fey vestments to help prepare the boundaries of the Fey realms. Traveled down to the Riffinus jungle, visited some family there, found some Fey vestments, made our way back up, turned Kymel into a city of witches. Found some blue crystal, rather substantial sample, and took that back to Whitestone. From there, we finally started to head west to Amon, and that's when we met up with Lithra and Charlotte on our way to Craghammer. Trying to fulfill some goals and quests that we were given, one of which was given by a man named Gilmore, who wanted us to collect the essence of someone named Jor-El. The Inevitable End, I believe, is her nickname. It proved a rather terrifying prospect, given that they seem to be immortal and seem to come back when they die. So we kind of held off on that and decided to try and negotiate instead of just outright trying to kill her. Because that could have been a long fight. Yeah, along the way we've lost a great many friends. This is actually why I'm baking these, but more on that later. If any of you'd like to fill in some details, feel free.
I met everyone in that's Craghammer. And that wasn't too long ago.
How did you end up in being tied up in there?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I was pursuing a lead about a vampire. And I guess they just weren't who I thought they were.
Oddly enough, Lithra was actually looking for us. She happened upon us more than we happened upon her.
Yeah, I just freshly escaped the Shadowfell when I met the group, sort of. And I was like, didn't know where to go, so I heard about this place called Whitestone. It sounded great. There were against the people who were after me. But I can't really just go to Whitestone because I'm a lich. It's a bit complicated. So I was like, oh, this group is working for Whitestone, so maybe I should track them down. So I scried on the group a few times, figured out where they are. Okay. And now I know that scrying on people is wrong, by the way. And yeah, so I just happened to be on where they were going.
All right.
Most of
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, just most of this is news to me.
So, your journey to Amon is to capture the essence of a being named Joriel.
No.
There's a few different reasons, but yeah. Charlotte, would you like to explain your task?
My task?
Yeah, with
My
the
task.
with the what is it, ruby medallion or whatever?
Yeah, I'm just looking for a tabaxi. A young boy, 19. He supposedly has a pink crystal. Where is it where the sun and moon never hits? Just gotta find it. Just gotta drench it in his blood a little bit. And crush it.
We're doing that for a really cool undead lady, by the way.
I do have a way to go back to them.
Ultimately, what we're trying to rid of, well, do our best to rid of in Exandria here in Tal'Dorei is, have you heard of the League?
Have I heard of the League?
Yes.
I'd say you probably have not necessarily.
I was gonna say no. Nope.
It's an organization that has been profiting off of the chaos that has been plaguing the realm since the end of the Chroma Conclave, and some of which they've been making themselves as well.
So you mean to dispatch of this League?
Ideally.
The very least, we're looking to find a way to rein them in. Some of our experiences have suggested that in some cases they are the ones orchestrating the chaos so that they can profit off destruction that they created. That's where we found the blue crystal we needed to return to Whitestone. Some new fellow went by the Pudding King.
I'm
Was using
sorry.
the crystals to try and open a portal to the Fey Wilds.
Did you just say the Pudding King?
Yes.
Was wondering that as well. What is a Pudding King?
Like a restaurant?
Well, he was a gnome that seemed to have some command over oozes.
Oh, so the oozes would be the pudding.
I'm presuming. I didn't stop to ask. He was kind of trying to kill us.
That name doesn't sound right. How about the Slime Sergeant? They're like, feel like that makes more sense. The Pudding King, it's
Sounds like a nursery rhyme.
well, yeah, right. The Pudding King. It's like eat your veggies, or the Pudding King's gonna get you. I mean,
Or a used pudding salesman.
I mean, I didn't name him, so
oh, of course. Sorry.
he's dead. So I don't know what the point of renaming him would be, but sure, if you want to call him the Slime Sergeant.
Understood. The point is mute. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Yeah, so we have the task is essentially to secure some allies that are of unusual nature. While we're here, I think it would be wise for us to follow up on Triana and see if we can't find out where she ended up. At least see if we can understand what she did while she was here.
Okay.
Triana was one of our original employers that we later found out was actually trafficking the blue crystals to Amon amongst other places and had ties to the League.
I've been meaning to ask you, Brazen Edge. How long have you been in the menagerie?
The menagerie, since I was 17.
And how old are you?
Mortis, I assume you guys didn't kick me out with that whole... Because I went away for a couple years.
No. During that time, couple of years. You were only gone for a few weeks, my friend.
So, Brazen Edge, how long have you been in the menagerie?
By my count, about 102 years.
This menagerie?
Wait, there's more than one?
This group has been around for 100 years?
It has been 100 years? You count years very differently here on the material plane.
Over the time I was gone, I mean, that's when I had that encounter with Ira. It took me about 100 years just to make it back to the material plane.
Moritus, maybe you would have a better answer. How long has Brazen Edge been in the menagerie?
My understanding is the group formed a few days, maybe a few weeks before I joined it. And it's been just about a year, I think, since then.
So when did Brazen Edge join the menagerie?
Well, he was with them before I was. I can't tell you exactly how long before that there was, but that would put it at almost a year.
Brazen Edge, did you help found the menagerie?
I was there when it was founded. Dizzy founded
Really?
it.
I don't know who that is. So who all was there at the founding?
Rengar, Rowan, Ellenthal, Devin. That you knew.
That other guy, yeah. So,
I've-
how many of them are still around?
None.
None? Wow.
I mean, Rowan and Rengar are around, but they're no longer with us.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, how many of them are alive?
Oh, Rowan, Rengar, and myself, so 3 of us.
Wow.
Well, Dizzy's technically still alive, but she's back in the realm of first, I believe.
That's where Jackson's from.
She gave Jackson the title of First Minister of War.
Wow.
Reasonage. I'm trying to piece together what you said. You said you were gone for over 100 years. When we were in Craghammer, you were still Uravir until some creature took on your form and tricked us into attacking you with an illusion. And then you came back as Brazen Edge a few days later.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me that in those few days you experienced 100 years?
It was a difficult endeavor to find my way back.
That certainly explains a lot.
But I didn't have something of that magnitude following after me like what Ira has.
That is a little concerning. Seeing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I mean, Good Night is pretty scary, but I mean,
Is that person coming after you too? The person who were arguing with you before you went through that portal to us?
he knows I'm not evil.
Evil is just a disposition.
Ira, have those hounds been after you this whole time then?
I do remember them in the beginning a bit, but we were able to hide away. I assume they stopped trying to come after me, but it worries me. Seeing as how originally I was cast out, I wonder why he's coming back after me.
I have a question. Lithra,
Hmm?
you said you were looking for the menagerie.
Yeah,
So where do you come from? Other than the Shadowfell?
but I'm from the Shadowfell.
So what did you do before you had to escape?
Oh, so I went to school every day to study magic, I failed my necromancy classes. I wasn't very good at doing necromancy in general. So, well, just like regular people things in the Shadowfell.
So you had a family?
Sort of. We had these mothers who looked after us. We were all orphans in a sense. And I had a really good friend. We were sort of like family.
What friend?
He, well, it doesn't matter. He's dead anyways.
Well, I'd like to know.
Well, he was a bit like you. He was a paladin. He was really powerful. He was really good at fighting. He was really good at talking like you are. I don't know what to say about him. He was a good friend.
What made him a good friend?
He well, we were always together, and then something went really wrong when I tried to escape. Like, we thought we were going to perform this ritual and it would all be fine and I would become a lich. He would it all went very wrong, and he died because of me. He didn't have to do that.
But he did because he was a good friend.
I'd rather he wasn't. Oh, but it's all in the past. I mean, now I have other friends. I have you guys, right?
For a while. Oh, I mean, I don't mean that to be rude. I just meant I've known a lot of mortals, and they don't usually stick around.
No, they don't.
For instance, Moridus one day is going to get really old, and then his legs will give out, and then he'll just start yelling and being like, "Charlotte, go get my cane." And then I'll bring him a cane, and then I'll say, "Why are you bringing me a cane? I don't want a cane." And
If I was better at necromancy, maybe I could fix that. I could do something about it.
you mean bring Moridus back as an undead?
No, I mean make people live forever. I know it's
Oh.
possible. I've seen people do it. I just need to figure out how.
Huh. Well, that's the thought.
Yes. Now, I must go back to reading. I think I have some reading to do.
What is everyone else's opinion on living forever?
You've seen a lot, haven't you, Charlotte?
Well, technically, yes. Well, double what I've seen double.
Did you get hit in the head, or
No.
you're not supposed to see double?
No, I lived 2 lives. I was split in half for a while. I told you this.
But you've called yourself a princess, a duchess,
Yeah.
amongst other titles. What? Who are you?
Charlotte. But if you're talking about the titles, I mean, there's a story. When I was little, these fae came to my home and took my sister away and replaced her. with this other being that wasn't her. And sometimes I would see what this being was, and she was a doll, pretending to be a person. And I guess I found out, and these Fae came for me, and then they took me and they replaced me with a doll. And so that's when I split. When I was the doll, the me that was here, pretending to be the other me, all I wanted was to be accepted into the home. But then my parents found out, and, well, they'd already kicked my sister out, and then they came after me, and I ran away, and I eventually was living on the streets until I met this girl who gave me a home. And I lived with her, and I pretended to be a doll when other people were around, and then I was me whenever they weren't. And when I was a doll, she gave me the name Ribbons. And she called me Princess Ribbons and gave me all those other titles. And that's where the titles come from.
So you're the princess of a toy empire?
I guess to you. But to her, I actually was this other being of royalty. And then she got sick, and I tried to help her. And her mother found me trying to help her and thought I was causing the sickness. Anyway, I don't like talking about what happened after that, but things happened.
And forgive me for asking. It was just amongst the menagerie, we have had Fae royalty, archfays, and the like. I was just interested in knowing who I was traveling with.
Well, I like to remember where I come from, and she'll show her hair ribbon, which is blue, that she's had in.
Whereas Chuckles thinks to himself, maybe he should give her a pink ribbon. Sayori would like that. I'll keep that in mind for later and see if he can find some pink ribbon later.
Mortis, what about your family?
My family. My mother's still in Quinera. And it's been a while since I've been able to check in. Unfortunately, I don't really have the tools to do long distance communication. Maybe someday I'll learn to do it through my clerical abilities. But I haven't yet.
Well, I can
as
send a message.
Don't you need to know the person you're sending the message to?
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, as for the rest of my family, my father and brother both fell fighting Thordak. Um, a battle I was a part of. But just when I thought I was to die too, I was ripped out of time and found myself some 20 or so years later. Um, as if it had passed in a blink of an eye. This is sort of the opposite experience it sounds like you had, Brazen Edge. It sounds like you lived a lifetime while you were gone for 2 days. I was gone for 20 years and had no experience. I believe it was the Observer who pulled me out of time to spare me. What for, I still don't know. But nevertheless, my father and brother were lost. And I was angry about it for a long time and spent a good deal wandering drunkly throughout most of Tal'Dorei till I found myself in the hands of the head monk of Santulan, who helped me find myself again and recover enough to start putting myself together and put me on the path to join the menagerie. So that's how I found my way here.
And Ira?
Funny enough, I didn't originate, or I guess were you asking me about what was the question? Sorry, above table.
Your home, family.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I thought it was, but for some reason okay. Okay. It's a strange question. I don't remember any of that. The first thing I remember was the earliest thing I remember was I don't have any memories of when I was a child or if I was a child. I remember being handed my first spear, and I was expected to know how to fight, and for some reason I did.
Instinct.
Or something else. I'm not sure entirely. I'm not sure what it was.
Well, what about actually, Serafina? You've been quiet.
Yeah, just you got to get the stuff ready. It's got to set for overnight.
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I guess. I think as we get to Amman, I want to find a place to stay.
Oh. Yes. Well, you're so good at baking. Would you like to think about opening your own bakery?
I mean, I don't know. I'm 8. That's
Well, I mean, you might be young, but you're already better than a lot of bakers I've seen.
yeah, but there's a lot of people with big muscles that I just don't think they'll go for it.
Do you have
people try to take out my mom?
do you have family in Amman?
Nope. Only family I have is my dad, who wants to feed me to a god.
Yeah.
So I think I could work at a bakery or something. Because I just, I don't know. I mean, they might let me do something there.
Well, we'll check those places out, and maybe we'll find you a place that you're comfortable. If it's what you want.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think traveling with all of you, I'm not quite the same. It's dangerous.
Yes.
So I need to find a place. And, I mean, I guess it was okay when I was just following my mom, who had no grip on reality. But now it's like they're gone, and now all I have to do is blame myself for being kind of silly.
Yeah. I kind of know what that's like, strangely enough.
Yeah, or I know there's things about the Lyceum. I don't know if I don't know what I could do. I mean, she takes a piece of cake, throws it up, and points at it as it disintegrates. I got that, but
That's pretty good. Maybe the Lyceum. Don't they teach people how to harness their magic?
They'd be able to teach her pretty much anything she'd like. If she would like to go into the culinary arts, that would be available to her, or if she wants to pursue the arcane, that
Well, when I spoke to you about your mom and we wrote that book together, I mean, you mentioned how she used magic in her baking. Maybe if you have a hobby or something that you also wanted to channel your magic through.
Yeah, I tried that. That didn't turn out really good.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't mean.
No, I mean, she took out this really like flat cupcake. I suppose if I make them normal, it's okay. But well, more just taste it.
Go ahead, Morris.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like it has tons of salt in it. Like so much salt. Like no sugar, just salt.
I think you might have used the wrong white powder.
Yeah. So because I tried to do the magic stuff, and whenever I use the magic stuff, I just get salt.
Oh,
What?
Like everything turns very salty.
Wait, you mean salty like ocean water salty?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh boy.
I mean, and then I definitely know. Well, and I was trying to go. Well, maybe I could like give it extra air, and then she waves, and this like large tentacle appears next to her. That's really freaky. It's got like a bunch of eyes on it.
Oh.
I don't think that will work real well
Mm-mm.
in the workplace.
Yeah, but why don't we keep that between all of us for now?
Oh yeah, go so.
But I think that looks pretty cool. That's some impressive magic, and I'm sure the Lyceum would like to study. I mean, not study you. I mean, let you study there.
They're not going to study her. In fact, at this point, I
No.
don't know the Lyceum we should go to at all. Isn't Amon at a port?
Well, I was thinking we might talk to the folks at the Slayer's Cake.
Good idea.
See if we can get in touch with Lady Vexalia. I trust her to find a safe place for
I wouldn't have her work there.
Yeah.
But I'm not asking us to find a place for her to work there. I'm asking
Oh,
for us to
okay.
use them to get in touch with Lady Vexalia.
When you do your magic, Seraphina, do you feel like something inside of you? Or do you feel more like a presence outside of yourself?
It's like deep in my chest. Like, I mean, you weren't around, but I was having really bad dreams, and we had to go to a real cold place to take care of them. And ever since then, I guess it feels like there's always a storm inside.
Yes.
And when I do my magic, it's like grabbing that storm and trying to make it come out here.
I think you were touched. Possibly by a deity. In some ways, I envy you. In other ways, I worry.
Under his breath, you hear Iris say, "Great, more god shit."
I mean, I didn't ask for it.
Seraphina, maybe you and I could pray later together. Well, no, it's not like pray, like that kind of stuff. I'm talking like, I'm wondering, what if our deities are the same?
Nope. See, I learned this about when I was watching Mom. You do not mess with crap. You don't mess with the stuff. Because as soon as you start talking to beings that aren't like born normal or from everybody else, all of a sudden they get in you, tear you apart, and they manifest themselves in this reality. And now you're them, they're you, and you're no longer yourself, and you leave your daughter alone.
Oh. Well, I mean, I use magic that comes from a source that would be considered otherworldly.
Be careful though, Charlotte. Sometimes those otherworldly beings, they ask for your hand or your eye or things like that.
True. I don't know. I just wonder who mine is sometimes.
Charlotte, do you have a focus?
Yes, I do.
May we see it? Normally, your focus, your holy symbol, if you will, that it's in the shape of their your patron's symbol.
Mine isn't.
Oh, it isn't. I thought.
No. Mine is not. No. And I was looking for it on here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I just used my I believe I used my sword. I don't have the exact wording here in front of me, but I think I can use. Well, I guess I use it as my somatic component. I've just always. Yeah, I just focus it in other ways. I don't have a holy symbol. Above table, she has Warcaster. I didn't know if that counted as a spell casting focus, even though it's used as a somatic component.
Yeah, you usually still want a focus, but it just depends what you want to do.
Okay.
I think as a paladin, can't your focus be a sigil that's like imprinted on your sword or something?
Yeah.
Shield or something. Yeah, there's the rules on it.
Yeah. So that's kind of what she has. It's blood red. But it's definitely not a holy symbol.
That is peculiar, unique, odd.
You think it's odd that a warrior of a deity is a vampire?
No.
I do.
They
It's
act
part of
in mysterious ways. There's only to say that they don't always think things through.
Well, I mean, they don't talk to me and they don't communicate the way we do, but whatever it is or whoever it is, I just know that they chose me. It's where I draw my magic from. It's how I learned healing magic. Before that, I didn't have healing magic. My magic came from a darker source.
Hmm.
So I sometimes look at books of deities and I see if I see anything that connects to me or that seems to speak to me. But I've never found one that it seemed like it was that one. And without ever hearing their voice or without ever seeing them, I don't have any way of confirming it. So I guess I'm just fascinated by what Seraphina is saying, because that is so much more. It's so much more intimate than what I have.
Oh, I don't think you want the intimacy that she has with that deity. I tried to turn her into a gate.
A gate?
Yeah. I tried to use her as a component to tear its way into this world.
Oh. And in her mind, Charlotte starts wondering, maybe that's why I'm here. What if that's why I'm here? Oh no, what if that's why I'm here?
Charlotte, your abilities, they seem to be focused around traveling. Have you
Mhm.
ever heard of the Traveler?
Yes, I have.
And it
As-
never occurred to you that that might be the one responsible?
I mean, I don't know who's responsible. I've entertained the thought that it could be anyone, at any time, anywhere, and that maybe one day I would come across them in my travels.
Well, with the stories Siri told, and the brief moment where I met him, it's exactly the kind of weirdness that he would get a kick out of.
A kick out of it.
Oh, making a vampire one of his followers?
Oh,
You'd take that, you would find that irony funny every day of the week.
well, one of us would.
Boy, I never said he was a great guy.
I mean, unless Irish is not one of yours, is she?
Did you just suggest that Ira's a god?
Not anymore, but at one point maybe. No, I don't think she's from the. I don't. Charlotte,
Yes,
you ever feel the need to destroy?
yes.
Does hate and rage fuel you?
Sometimes.
Interesting.
I mean, I am a vampire.
Huh.
What does that mean? What does interesting mean?
Well,
Are you my deity?
no, no. It wouldn't be me, but it might be one of the betrayer gods. Potential. I don't know that to be true. The only thing I know of him is that the only aspect, or the only thing he ever calls me for was destruction. So I'm not sure if to be honest, I wouldn't know.
How could we find out together? We don't have to right now. I just mean, is there a way we could find out together? Maybe in Amman?
Well, it wouldn't be with me. It's not that I don't want to help you. I said, remember, I'm a betrayer to the betrayer god. So I'm still trying to figure it out. They, like I said, they banished me. I'm pretty sure they don't want anything to do with me, but they do. So I myself am a bit confused here.
A betrayer to the betrayer gods.
Charlotte, you had asked me that you wanted to hear the story, correct?
Yes.
Well, if everybody is okay with it, it seems we have a way to go. Like I said, I don't remember much of my past. What I remember is that we were 7 of us. They were created to basically punish humans that did not want to or disobeyed certain gods. We had no, there was no thinking involved. Once we were called, it was up to us to unleash destruction upon that city. Well, I forget the name of the city, but when we were dispatched, we were told that the city had stopped worshiping the gods. And as we laid waste to it, there was a child clutching what seemed to be some kind of makeshift, I guess you would call it a doll. It almost seemed like a wooden carving of a deity. In that moment, something inside of me hesitated. It seemed that she was a worshiper, so it didn't quite make sense as to why I should destroy her. We were sent to destroy. In my confusion, that is where our good friend Raisin Edge here showed up. I don't know how, I don't know why, but he managed to act quickly and take the child away. What I hadn't realized at the time is that a few of my compatriots were watching me from a distance. And I don't know much of what happened or what was said, but when I got back to the when I got back home, I remember being, I don't even know how to explain it really. I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. I couldn't say anything. I just remember the fury. And for the first time, I felt fear standing before a deity. Something that never really happened before. A lot more happened. I was cast out. Felt weaker, slower. But as far as who she was, when you had asked me earlier, that's who she was. I'd say the little girl that basically cost me who I was, my home, all I ever knew.
It sounds as if you were completely in that God's power. Do you know how you escaped without him destroying you? If he wanted you destroyed, surely he could have done
it. As I said, I have many questions myself. I'm not sure. I don't know why I was left alive. I don't know why I wasn't just destroyed like everything else he's touched.
Now he sends creatures to
Yes.
chase you across plains. Yeah. So I don't know that mere mortals can understand the whims of gods, but
The only thing I could. Go ahead.
it does
Sorry.
seem an oddity.
Realistically, the only thing I can think of is, as I said before, I wasn't given a chance to speak. Is as if I was in a totally paralyzed state. Maybe he realized he was wrong and he wants me back. I don't know if that's the case.
Gods don't realize their mistakes. They're too high up for that.
They're gods, they don't make mistakes. At least they don't leave anybody alive to say so.
You mentioned to us that you have a friend who you'd like to find. Her name is Luna.
Correct, yes. Luna is she's a good friend. It's a tad bit embarrassing, but I'll tell you. It's fine. It seems we may be traveling together, so you might as well know the truth. When I was cast out from the deity plane, basically when I was exiled to Exandria, I remember being basically, it's almost as if I had passed out and I woke up and I was near trees, woods. As a matter of fact, I didn't know where I was when I woke, how I got there, what exactly happened. Anyways, the particulars don't matter. What do matter is that I was taken in by an older dwarf, and he helped me kind of get my bearings straight, and it took me a while to accept what had happened. But through the years, I've learned to craft, to create, instead of destroy. I don't remember exactly the name of the city, but there were plumes of smoke and large constructs everywhere. I wasn't allowed to eat for free or live for free, so I had to learn how to work. And there's where I began my work as a blacksmith, as a tinker, if you will. And Luna was my first automaton, I suppose. Construct.
Do you have any idea where we should be looking for her? Are you expecting to find her in a mall?
I don't know much about the whereabouts of where she was. We were here in Tal'Dorei, just trying to grow a little bit. I felt the need to, I felt a little bit, how do I say it? I felt a little bit more freedom I guess, more freedom that I've ever felt before, and so I decided to go out and look for more, which led me to Tal'Dorei, and not too far from here. I don't remember where it was. To be totally honest, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's I'm remembering. I'm remembering what I'm searching for, who I'm searching for after that fight, and it's got me a little shaken up. So I do apologize.
I can try to look in on Luna if you think that would be helpful.
I mean, you can try. I don't know how magic really works too much. I've started to learn a bit, but I don't really know much. If it can work on a construct, we can give it a try.
I think as long as it is a creature, even though its type is construct, I can try to do that.
Yeah. If you can locate her, please.
Not sure about locating, but let's try. So Luthor will sit down on the table, take out a silver mirror. Do you see her appearance shift to that of an undead creature as she focuses in on the mirror and tries to scry on Luna?
Okay.
Let me check out the scry. So this is secondhand knowledge. I've heard of it, so they get a +5 to their wisdom save.
Yep.
So that's my save DC is 21, a wisdom save.
Okay. Okay. So I think you like first, Ira, why don't you describe what Luna's going to look like? She'd be sleeping, or at least in a laying down position.
You wanted me to describe her?
Well, yes, because
Okay,
you
yeah,
created
of
her.
course. Fair enough. I thought about that for a second. I was like, wait, yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Assuming that she's wearing what she normally wears, her attire is very simple. It's not very flashy. I'll describe her, and then you can kind of obviously what she would normally look like. But
Right.
she has her face, like I said, is a very pale colored human looking face, but the rest of her body, like I said, is fully metallic. You can see the gears, you can see the kind of inner workings. She does have clothes on, but she's basically wearing this a skirt that would probably go a little bit beyond the knees, a black skirt with a let me pull up an image because I'm struggling here. I created and I forgot. How dare I? So yeah, it would be basically a skirt that is green, dark green, with a black kind of corset on the outside. She has long hair with blue eyes and a kind of this decorative crown of flowers, kind of gold lacing around.
Yeah. So skin crafted to, it's metallic but seems normal. All these little things that try to make a facsimile of flesh and movement. And you can see them sitting essentially cross-legged position, what appears to be a somewhat damp floor. You can make out black bars around her. In addition, there are pieces of her arm and leg that look like they have been pried open. So you can see some of the inner workings of metal and Magitech wire. So that's what you see, Lithra.
There is no movement aside from that, no like window that can give us a hint of where she is.
There's no outside window where she is, no. The best you can tell is that you think opposite her cell door, that's the barred door, there seems to be another barred kind of door. That's about it.
She's definitely been captured. She's a little damaged. Seems like the person who captured her wanted to see what she's made out of, and I don't know. It's not a specific location. It looks like a prison, but I'm not sure where.
It could be anywhere, but like I said, the only thing I can really honestly think of is
If they've been trying to pry her apart to figure out how she's made. Sounds right up the League's alley.
yeah, at this point you see Ira get a little uneasy. Gripping his sword a little bit, a little tense.
I don't need this anymore because I found what I've been looking for. And he reaches into a pocket and pulls out what looks like a small box and tosses it to you. And when you open it up, what you see is a compass. Once a day, you can use that to seek what you find or want to find. But it's only going to work within 1,000 feet. And it will point the way. Don't know if it'll work on Luna, but maybe she has an object that you could use to find her.
I'm grateful. Again, I really appreciate it. I honestly don't know where to begin looking. I am ouch. Ouch. Okay. That's what I see, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And above table, what I just gave you is the Seeker's Compass. You can find it D&D Beyond.
Okay. I'll write that down and make sure I add that. I don't know what things you all have pressing. I'm willing to wait as long as it needs to, but if I may ask all of you, I would like your assistance in all of this. I will pay you back in whatever way. I am a blacksmith, so if any of you need any repairs done, anything that I can do to help, please, I can do so.
You remind me of my friend. I've lost him forever, but you still have a chance to get yours back. So I want to help you. I don't need any payment. I just want to help you.
Thank you. Lithra, correct?
Yes?
Thank you, Lithra. Ira will put away the Seeker's Compass for now. Actually, no, I take that back. He would probably try to use it immediately. Now that I think about it, yeah, he probably would.
Mortis, seeing you go to use it, use it outside. It won't help you in here.
He puts it in his bag. He puts it in one of his pouches.
This house is the extra planar thing, plane shifting stuff. You want to use it in the normal plane if you want it to work.
Well, when we get where we're going, you'll have to show me how it works. Again, I'm not good with this arcane things.
You can count on my sword.
I've waited a long time to exchange words with you, Brazen Edge. Thank you.
I'm just glad it was just words.
Although Luna is a construct, having someone to care for, I see why. I see why humans are the way they are. It's starting to make sense. But thank you.
We aren't anything more than construct to them, Lithra looks up.
True enough. And I think for the first time since you guys have met Ira, kind of breathes in and out, and he kind of relaxes a bit. Just for like a split second, you kind of just see his shoulders just kind of drop, and he can breathe now, and he's not as tense anymore.
Well, as Seraphina said, these will take the night to set up, but they should be ready for us in the morning, so. If you want to get some rest before a long day of travel tomorrow.
I need it. I need it.
Very good. Anything else?
Not till next morning. But next morning, the cuddle cakes will be ready, and
Interested in what a cuddle cake is.
I'm excited to share.
Cuddle cake, huh? Interesting. May we be allowed to take a long rest?
Yep, you may take a long rest.
Oh, good.
Okay. Some of you who do not sleep or sleep very little do at one point see Serafina in the middle of one of the rooms, being held aloft by 5 watery tentacles. And she makes them move her about.
Okay. Ursula over here. I'm going to I think I'll wake up a little early because she's getting to a point of just being hungry and hungrier, and she'll see that, and a thought will occur to her. Serafina.
And the tentacles put her down, and they break into water that forms around her for a moment and solidify into this cloak that covers her body.
When was the last time you were in the water?
Oh, I mean, I bathed last night.
I mean, like the ocean.
I've never been in the ocean.
Never?
No.
Well, when we get...
When I was raised in Kymel, there's no ocean.
You weren't raised in Kymel.
I know, I said the wrong town.
Okay.
But it was a landlocked town, not a way restaurant. That was his restaurant.
All right. Well, when we get to Amon, I mean, the water I can't really get too close to, but I know it might be cool if you saw if the ocean helps you connect to your deity.
I'm certain it will. That's why I don't want anything to do with it.
Oh. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting.
I know. It just... It's what you all said last night, that's all. It made me think that I don't want to get near the water.
No?
She takes some water, rubs it on her neck, and you can see gills begin to come out of her neck skin.
Wow.
I already know what's going to happen. And I think then he might know where I am.
I see.
And I don't think he can know right now something that everyone did. And they almost died. I don't want him to know where I am.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if you ever need to talk, I remember when I was going through a transformation. I mean, I still sort of am. And sometimes it's a little weird and sometimes it's a little scary. But
Scary.
maybe we can help each other. For instance,
Go ahead.
can I show you what I really look like?
Sure.
Okay. And she stops her concentration on her appearance, and her appearance begins to show a more pale skin tone that cracks a little. Her eyes show a dark shadow. Her pupils, irises start to go a bit red. Her teeth begin to protrude a bit. This is what I look like when I'm not thinking about it. It happens sometimes if I'm concentrating really hard on a spell. I look like this. It's hard to concentrate on two things at once. Then her appearance will go back.
Yeah. I knew things got crazier. That's fine.
All I mean is, I don't know what it's like to look in the mirror and not recognize yourself, because I haven't seen myself in a mirror in a very long time, but I do know to not recognize what you are.
Yeah. She looks down, points. You can see that she's floating a few inches above the floor. A lot's changing.
But you know what? The things that don't have to change are within. Even when the outside changes, we all have a choice. And it's hard sometimes. Like with me, I'm so hungry. But I hold on to what makes me connect to the living and make choices in my life based on what's good. And it's why I have to believe there's some deity out there that believes in me. And I know what the others were saying, and I get where they're coming from, but for me, it's, if I don't have that, I don't have anything. I don't think anyway. And I was just trying to help you find that thing also. And I guess I should have thought a little harder about your situation's different from mine. But hey, if we find out who my deity is, maybe they can help you too.
Maybe.
But you don't have to hide who you are if you don't want to. And I know that's rich coming from me. I hide what I look like all the time. All I mean is, you don't have to hide it around me. Because I get it.
She floats quickly across the room and starts to clean some stuff up. And it's certainly easier to clean ceilings. And it's kind of floating about and moving quite quick.
She'll smile and she'll go sit down at the table, waiting for everyone else.
This whole time, Lithra is just in her full lich appearance, wearing a set of really fluffy sleeping gown, hat, and sitting outside of the door, clapping a little bit when Serafina does her thing.
See, I don't know if the others are ready to see me, like especially Mortis. Like I was just like a regular kid when he met me, and I don't. And she kind of, because I can. And she concentrates for a moment, and you see like this cloak like absorb into her skin. She kind of gets and she kind of plops onto the ground.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you ever want to tell them, then we've got your back. And besides, if he doesn't like you, then that solves my eating problem. I'm kidding. Unless you're not. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I need to stay in a man. Yeah. I don't know if I can get rid of this though, Charlotte, because one time when they were on their adventures, they didn't mean to. They were just casting all these things, and they didn't realize that I fell. I fell far.
How far?
Really far. And I heard my dad's voice. And he said, just say his name and you won't die. And I did. And that's when the cloak showed up.
Oh.
And it didn't hurt. It was like a big pillow.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to climb back up. I fell a few times, but it was okay because I had the cloak on. It was just a big pillow again. And then I finally got up, and they looked around, and they said, "Wait, where's Seraphina?" And I said, "I'm right here." And I never told them.
Wow.
So I think, I know I tell all the others that, oh, my dad did these things and they chose this Theo and this guy. But I think I might have agreed. But not in the same way. I know they can't find me. 'Cause I don't want anything to do with I don't want to say their name, but this thing wants to get out of a prison under the ocean, and I don't want to let them out.
Okay. Well, you don't have to.
I know, but I feel like if I could go in the ocean, I would.
I see.
And that's what I mean. I know you and I are different. You want to find out who yours is. I know. And I know what they want. They want all the land below the waves again. It's also... Starts crying. It's why I say all those things about my mom. Because whatever, I don't fully get it. But they talked about me going to this other world of like ice cream and unicorns or whatever. But I think it would just get ruined because of him. So, because I know what she was trying to do, it just didn't work out.
You know, this world that we're living in is really dumb. We shouldn't have to change what we are. Maybe the world needs to change. Needs to accept us. That we're not all evil. So that we don't have to be in situations like this. All I know is this, Seraphina. I don't want you to go. But I respect whatever decision you make. And whatever this deity is, or your father, whatever his intentions are, you don't have to face those things alone. And that's why I would highly encourage you to tell the others, but you don't have to if you're not ready. Or if you want me to do it for you, or if you want to be me to be there with you when you do it.
Thank you. I'll think about it.
Okay. In the meantime, I look forward to trying your goods, your baked goods. I don't really taste much, but I will still enjoy them, I'm sure.
Good. Uh, uh, Alrighty, then. With that, I think everyone can wake up unless there's anything else. I know Lithra is all happy watching the little child float around.
Cool tentacles. Yes.
I guess you will say to Lithra, so go, I know you're really busy when we all get to Amman, but I saw pamphlets in the city talking about people with abilities being trained by the League of Miracles.
Do you want to be trained?
I have to live somewhere. And I guess I'm asking, I know I don't know everything. Would you go with me to check it out? Like sometime when they don't know? Especially Mortis.
I know most people in the party don't like the League, but they are a bunch of very learned scholars in the arcane. If we will be careful and disguise ourselves a little bit, yes, I'll go with you.
Okay. Disguise. I'll think about that. Yeah, we can disguise. So go and put the cloak comes out of her. See, and begins to float when the cloak comes out again. That would probably give me away.
Yeah, we need to work on that.
Puts the cloak away. She hits the ground. Oh, okay.
You poor unfortunate soul.
All right. In that case, we'll take the long rest and we'll end up going to our break. We'll be back. Alrighty. Good. Cool.
It's all fun and games until you see your freaking creation behind bars, man. Now I'm on a mission. Zoe's on a mission.
When you
Welcome to Matt's campaigns.
when you had me something like that.
I was just like, oh, it'll be a cool little mission, side mission. Just get it. Nope. Damn. All right. Cool.
Let me introduce you to someone named Rumbleguard.
Let me introduce you to 4 rings that were supposed to just be ordinary items. Instead, they turned out to be complicated quests.
Let me introduce you to a cute little daughter that I thought would be a fun little NPC named Serafina. Yay.
What cute little girl.
She's very interesting.
Oh yeah. It was so funny. I was spending time with my own 8-year-old daughter. I was thinking about Serafina. I'm like, oh my gosh, she'd just be doing all these things. Eldritch Blast. Oh. Yes.
Yeah, I'm real glad children don't have magic.
Mommy, look what I can do. Fireball.
Oh yeah. Saying how many young boys would have to learn thaumaturgy to make a bad smell. Like,
How many teenagers would learn charm person to make sure they could get what they or even just friends?
Or go down that way.
No.
Hey, mommy, cast friends. Can I go do such and such a thing?
Yes, honey. All right. So, wake up. You having a long rest.
Cool. Mortis finishes his preparations on the cuddle cakes.
She described these cuddle cakes for.
And as he finishes preparing them and they're in the oven, he'll gather everyone in and this is Jackson's idea. Where the heck did he go anyway? He must be sleeping in. It's okay. He needs his rest. So as we were discussing some of the losses we faced recently, we realized we haven't really had a chance to say goodbye to some of them. We had the idea to do a little remembrance event to remember some of the friends we've lost. And I think in particular he intended to highlight Elvania since Serafina didn't exactly get the opportunity to say goodbye. So I guess the goal here is to give some closure. As part of that, she wanted to celebrate with some cuddle cakes. So I have been working on some creations of my own. So I need you all to roll a d20.
16.
Okay. Well, Brazen Edge, you are handed a yellow-brown cake that's got small chunks of a yellow fruit, topped with white frosting and sprinkled with coconut shavings.
Okay. He'll bite into it.
And as you bite into it, the cupcake itself is basically a pineapple flavored cupcake with little chunks of pineapple. It's got a mix of inside. There's some chicken cooked in a buffalo wing sauce, topped with cream cheese frosting, and then of course the coconut shavings on top.
Nice. Seraphina got a 2.
Cool. Seraphina's cupcake is a yellow cake with small black seeds and a pale yellow frosting. Of course, she pulls the poppy seed cupcake. And it is a poppy seed cupcake with, and inside is filled with lemon chicken.
Lemon chicken? Amazing.
Yep.
I got an 8.
I got an 8. Your cupcake is orange colored, topped with a light brown frosting. And as you bite into it, it has the taste of orange creamsicle for the cake, and inside it's the flavor of pad thai, and the frosting on top is peanut butter flavored.
Lethor got 9, but she's going to take the cake over to Ira and say, can you help me with telling me what it tastes like?
Yes. Bite out of the cupcake.
Yeah, so it is your cake is a marble of golden brown and yellow color with light brown frosting. And it is, when you bite into it, the cupcake itself has the taste of French toast. And is filled with rice and chicken that's soaked in a tikka masala sauce. And the frosting is a cinnamon frosting.
I relay that, to the throat. It's actually pretty good. Here, hands it back.
That's always what I imagine ASMR sauce should taste like.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Charlotte, did you want one?
Oh yeah, you give her one. Give her a 1.
Yeah, this is the very first one I came up with. It's a very dark brown cake with very pale green frosting and a small slice of lime on the top. And if you could taste it,
Yeah, if I could taste it.
it would be a coffee flavored cupcake that's topped with the lime frosting, and inside is a mix of ginger lime chicken and coconut rice.
Actually sounds good. The cuddle cakes were literally based on things I wanted to try, so yeah, she'll she eats it. It tastes like dirt to her, but she knows that Seraphina spent a lot of time on it, and she's just gulping down dirt, and she looks at Ira. Ira, could you tell me what this one tastes like?
Ira takes a step back. Last time last time I did that, yeah, fine. Takes it and bites it, and relays the flavors.
So also a bit Asamari.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
It's
You
very
already offered for her to eat you, so
Hold
what are
on.
you worried about?
We never said eating. Feeding is one thing. I guess it's the same.
I won't eat you, promise, unless you want me to.
As soon as Lithra says that, he takes another step back.
These are really good, you two.
They are delicious, and apparently what I taste like. So, hats off to you, I guess.
Did you do them like animals? One of this.
Oh, you mean in the shape of animals?
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm that good yet.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Still trying to figure out how Ilvania did that.
I'll try to
It's
make
hard
a
enough
shape.
figuring out how to get the filling inside after it was all cooked.
I'm trying to make the shape of an elephant on mine.
Yeah.
So your mother made these.
Well, her mother, but yes.
Were you and her mother in business together?
We started some things together. She sort of took the lead.
Were you two involved?
Not in the way that I think you're suggesting. More just friends. Perhaps it could have grown further if weird Fae bullshit didn't happen.
Looking very carefully at Seraphina, is there any possibility that Mortis might be the father?
No. She has no elephantine features.
That moment, a tentacle sprouts out of her nose and
Yeah.
she starts imitating an elephant.
Yeah. She sees Charlotte looking at her and she goes, and goes
Uh-huh. Exactly what an 8-year-old would do.
It's been a pleasure traveling with you all. Has our well, I guess we haven't looked, but it probably wouldn't hurt to check to see if there are any tracks around the house today. Just in case. Maybe
Sure,
there's
there must-
some... Go ahead.
I'm sure there must be. I mean, we're right outside of the fort.
Oh, right, the fort. Well, we're a day away from the fort, but
no, you're right. You're at the fort.
we weren't traveling?
You travel to the fort to park it and rest.
Oh.
So you already done all the effort.
Oh,
when we began the session,
okay.
the Albert House was at the fort.
I understand. Okay, well, we should probably get started moving then. Hopefully we find some bandits.
Are you sure you don't want to steal anybody from the fort?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
You know, you have to understand, I mean, that would be bad. A whole other level of bad.
Okay.
No, I mean, of course I'd love to feed on one, but at the same time, if I feed on one, it will be the last time I feed.
Okay.
Why do you keep saying that?
I'm just saying if you do some bad things and people don't find out you didn't do any bad things, but that's just my thoughts.
I think they'll find out when they see the mark on their neck.
Maybe if they don't find them. Okay, I will stop talking. I know you guys don't like that.
And if you have a plan to actually feed and do it secretly, I'm all ears, but I don't know if the fort is our best option.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about vampire feeding. Like, you see, when I feed, usually there isn't anything left.
Oh, there would be with me, at least for a while. Oh, you meant... Oh. I see. You finish your plate, so to speak.
Yeah.
Hmm. This is delightful morning conversation for everyone.
They're very good cuddle cakes.
Yeah. We should have these every morning.
Is this what every morning is like with you all?
No. In fact, we've only been in this house for a short time. A few days.
Interesting.
We met Nana. Oh, Nana's the newest member other than you, Ira. And then me. And then I have no idea how the rest of them met sometimes, even though they told me just now.
She, Sophina is like looking at the cuddle cakes, and she goes. She gives Mortis. She hugs your knee really tightly, your leg. Thank you.
I'm glad I could do something. I seem to do a lot of things that make things worse. So,
Hey, good. You could see. Seems like she's chosen clothes today that look a lot like Lythra's, like the same color scheme. She does hug and sees. Thank you. All right. So then you are moving the house is beginning to travel towards Amman then.
Mm-hmm.
Okey-dokey. All right. There we go. So, as that continues, we gotta wait today. There we are. Yeah. So you go quicker and quicker, leaving the fort as Shosha or Shona. All right, remember, watch the magic and have fun. And so in these 2 to 3 days, anything that you're looking out for?
Food.
Yeah,
Charlotte's food.
I know. Well, what are you looking? Because you had some druids, so you didn't feel like trying druid. Wasn't to your taste.
Wait, when did we have druids?
All last night. This whole time.
at the fort.
You mean at the fort?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about, like stealing people from the fort.
I am acting on intel, and I am not gonna pursue that at this time.
Okay. So I'd say near the end of the travel day, then, you're about another day away from the city of Amman and the gates, and 1 to 2 depending. But you are at just at the outskirts of, or you'll be coming upon the outskirts, I should say. You can see the mighty walls of Amman, but before that is a large amount of farmland and villages. Not villages, but homes that all are outside the city walls. That take up about a day's worth of travel. You would travel through this before you get to the city proper of Amman.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to think that this is the closest thing to an open bar before Amman there might be.
There are a lot of homes.
I can't go into them without, you know.
Can't you just talk them into inviting you in?
Yes, I've done it many times, but I would have to engage them. I guess it's possible. Maybe we could all pretend to be travelers needing rest for the night.
I don't know that we have to really pretend for that. It's kind of what we are.
Yeah, I do believe we talked about eventually you ditch the house, because I think that was part of the plan, if I remember.
Okay.
I don't think it's a good idea to walk right up to Amon's walls with a house.
The owlbear?
I mean, you could. This was what
No.
All right. Maybe we could do this. If I mean, none of you have to do this, but if you'd like to do this.
If we're near Amon and we think we can find someone that can cast the magic that takes away your curse, then why not just feed on me like I originally proposed? That way we don't have to kill anybody, and we can figure something out later.
I think you misunderstand. I'm not going to kill anyone.
What happens after you feed on them? They have that mark.
I can try to put it somewhere that will be more hidden.
Do they eventually turn into a vampire?
No, that takes a little longer.
But they would need to be cured, or that would happen, yes?
Of course, and I think there will be something I can get in town to help them with that. I also am more used to doing this stealthily so that they don't know what I look like. But it requires an invite initially into their home. Unless they sleep outside.
Or we bring him to you.
Or you bring them to me. I cannot stress this enough. I am very hungry.
Well, let's go get you some food then.
You don't have to ask me twice.
to do this?
If we're all going together, we'll cast seeming so we all look like unsuspecting travelers.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Image will, with the cloak of shifting visage, just has his face pixelated.
Pixelated. Very cool. The seeming. And Seraphine is attempting to come along. She goes, well, she's with you because you wouldn't have left her at the house. So I guess she is with you.
Right.
She goes, all right. Oh, you disguised us, Auntie Lithra. That's awesome.
Yeah, maybe one day you can do that too, if you get trained.
Uh-huh. All right. So what are you looking for?
I would suggest someone who lives alone, someone a little further out than the others, no families. Or I can go get them.
In case I think, Cheryl, if you want to lead, trying to find someone who fits that criteria, give me an investigation check.
Okay. 16.
16. All right. 16, you find, to the nature of this, no one, it doesn't seem like anyone currently is living alone, but everybody's at least in houses of 2 to 7. And you do pick out a few that just have 2, a son and their mother, a lot of those newlywed couples, just trying to shake on their own.
What about older people?
Yeah, I mean, there's mothers live with their son and that type of thing. So, like, even like an adult son with an elderly mother.
Okay. I think someone who doesn't look like they can work would be best. And that way their tiredness won't matter as much.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say, well, with your investigation check, you've picked out, so we'll say you've got, there's probably one that meets the whole elderly with a young son in the house.
Okay.
You kind of look around, and they, at this point, as you arrive, you just kind of towards the night, so you can see kind of slight lamps in the window, and they're preparing food for the night, a small but modest meal.
Good day.
You see through the window. Ah!
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they were Never mind. I knock at the door.
Open the door as the young man goes, "Oh, it's a tiefling man whose horns curl back around their ears. Can I help you?" Um, looks around, sees everybody. Oh my!
Yes, we were just passing through. We're traveling, and it's been a full day of travel for us. We were curious if you wouldn't mind if we just took a moment to sit for a while indoors.
And Lithra, tell me about the seeming again.
So we all just look like regular travelers with like tattered clothing a little bit to
Okay,
fit the lie. Yeah.
nice. Oh, we don't have room for everybody.
Oh, we just want to sit down.
Literally,
floor-
don't know if I have room for all of you to sit down.
Oh,
I own 2 extra chairs.
I understand.
I mean, it's night. There's in. I mean, you have bedrolls. You can sleep back of the house.
Oh,
I mean, I'll show you where we don't throw the wastewater.
sure. That would be great. We really appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. And kind of takes you out back real quick and shows you a place. There's a few small animals, some chickens, a goat. And you go, I mean, if you want to put your stuff around here, and you look at the house, it is like extremely small. You are like, I don't know if it could all fit in there, especially Mortis. Mortis looks tattered, but still huge.
Are we alone, all of us back there?
I mean, it's the way the houses are. They're like very close together. So you're probably about anywhere 5 to 10 feet from the next window of another house and another house. Like they're all like like very packed in. So like no one's quite out that you can see, but like people are real close.
Oh, so this isn't like a farmhouse that's in the middle of a field somewhere. This is
It's more
row of
like it's like
houses.
packed houses, yeah, the main
Okay.
deal.
See,
Because if you're trying to do a farmhouse, you'd be talking about a very large family would be managing and taking care of a farmhouse. Like at least 20, like 15, 20 people. And so if you're trying to go for these little places, they're going to be the packed together stuff that's out of there.
Okay. Crap. Okay. So yeah, this isn't gonna work, is it? Okay. Well, thank you for showing us.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to sleep out here. I think, you know what, we do have an extra loaf that you all can split of bread. And we'll go in and kind of hand it out to all of you.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Okay.
Is he still standing there, or has he left?
I mean, he can be. I mean, everyone's sort of.
No, I'm trying to picture the scene.
Well, so he was going back in only because of Charlotte kind of saying, okay. So
I'll wait.
Actually, so like, are we out in the open as in like the other houses can see where we are, or are we more?
like if people were out there, you could see most people aren't out. So like in the back of the house, and where there's like a little bit of a barn, not really a barn, but just like stables and places to like keep people, and some people have come out to like feed their stuff, but it's like dark, very dim.
Mm.
And Serafina's a little like, I mean, we can just knock him out.
You look tired. You've had a full day of work, haven't you?
Okay. The guy was what? Yeah, it's been rough.
Get some rest. Lithra attempts to cast sleep.
Okay. Yeah, he won't have enough HP to manage this, so he just right on the ground.
Thank you. And I will go ahead and start. I roll up one of his sleeves, or just kind of take off his shirt if I have to, and find like the upper arm, and I will sink my teeth in.
Mortis will, as Mortis sees her rolling up the sleeve, he'll cast silence.
Oh yeah, it won't wake him up.
Yeah. And Serafina looks and goes, okay. And she begins projecting an image of everything looking empty and no one being back here from the point of view of everyone looking.
She's so good at this already.
And as she does, you just see like minor, semi-transparent, like little eyes on her skin. And then you can successfully feed Charlotte.
So yeah, she'll stop herself as soon as she feels like she has enough, and push him off, and just kind of retreat back a little bit, and just kind of catch her breath, or not catch her breath, but just definitely take a moment.
Compose herself.
Okay. That's good. That feels better. That feels much better.
So, sleep does last a minute, but after that minute is over, Lithra is going to cast Modify Memory on this guy.
Oh, yeah, know where they're beating your safe.
Yeah, so she will just tell him a group of very tired travelers came by, got a very brief rest, and they left. Nothing strange happened.
All right. It seems all is good.
Thank you again.
What, were they your friends? The ones that left?
Yes.
All right. Good. Man. Oh, and kind of trips walk in the door. Ah, dang it.
Yeah, I think the floor here is pretty messed up, but
Oh,
we appreciate
burned
it.
himself as he tries to make tea with disadvantage.
And I get up and I
The
start
rest of his life.
weaving.
All right, what would you like to do?
You say it was towards like nighttime?
Yeah, it's nighttime at this point.
I guess we need to find a place to sleep, right?
Yeah.
I guess we'd start walking and try to find an inn of some kind. Or the are we? I'm confused. So are we keeping the house or are we staying in
Well,
a?
like Nana would tell you, if we find a place where we can just hide it, I can call it.
Okay.
But I mean, they might see it coming. No, we probably shouldn't.
So an inn is best then.
Yeah. So easy enough. You find the Weary Traveler Inn. And at this point in night, there are some people coming in for drinks, but it's not in the middle of a city, so it's very there's about 10 people in here drinking a little bit. Most people talking, seeing travelers come in. As the innkeeper looks at you and goes, looking for a place to stay?
Yes.
All right, I got the loft space up there for 5 silver for the night.
Ira reaches in and hands her a gold piece.
Oh, thank you.
We have food included in that, please.
Of course. And hand you wooden bowls. Like, there's the pot, the cauldron over the fire. Just help yourself.
Thank you.
You can see, so it looks like it's probably been there for a few days, constantly going.
I'm gonna ask the barkeep. Have you gotten any seen anyone interesting pass through here recently?
I mean, all types of folk come through on their way to Oman. None more interesting than any others.
What about a young tabaxi?
Oh, I mean, we get plenty of all folks through. Old, young, furry, not furry.
Do you see many mechanical folk?
Ooh. Let's see here. I mean, other than the there was a league wagon.
A league wagon?
Yeah. They bore the League of Miracles symbol. I don't know if they're there directly or contracted. I never can tell whether they're contracted folk or not. And plus there's all the so many magic folk out on their luck.
They do any good around here?
The League. Well, I mean, looks and he kind of where he says, "Look at the fire." And you can see as you get much closer that the fire seems to be there, but it's not consuming any wood.
Very cool.
They give me an ever-burning fireplace. No chopping of wood for me. Just always keeping the food warm.
Well, it just so happens one of the reasons we were coming this way was we heard there might be some folks from the League. We were looking to join.
Oh, I'm sure you can look at all that in the up in Oman. I mean, I don't know you. Just all I've seen means no. Just kind of looks at you very doubtfully. And is like, but I know very good magicians who are homeless in Oman. There's a lot of I don't really know, but there was the mad hiring spree. Everybody was getting into magic. It was very lucrative, and then a lot of the contracts dried up. So you had a bunch of people who could cast magic, but no one to hire them. And it's like not even that special anymore. I mean, and he kind of like throws 3 globes of the light. Like even I can do a little bit. Kind of became just, kind of like brushing your teeth. So there's a few truly talented people, but like the market's flooded. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you've obviously have gold, and I don't know. Maybe you just need a book to write in. I don't know. But,
Well, I mean, it seems like they've been through this way, and I didn't know if you had a name. Maybe we could look up.
I don't know anyone in there. I mean, everyone I knew got fired who I worked for back in those days when I helped make the road. Actually, just a little bit of shaping the dirt. It's real cool. It was good money when it was, but I never knew any of the spell rights by any means.
They don't come to the inn anymore.
Why would they leave so far out of your mana? No. No. But like I said, I did see a wagon had a bunch of mechanical folk or things. I guess depending. I'm not sure all the stuff because some are. I've heard reports of some sentience and others not so much. I don't know quite how it all works, but they said they did stop by get a little bit of food. I didn't get any names though. Usually don't ask them, but they called them the reclaimed, like reclaiming them, that type of thing. A combination of stray ones they said, as well as was it people who couldn't pay their debts.
Well,
Do you know where these reclaimed go?
Imagine somewhere in Amman. I mean, there's various league buildings.
Eric's gonna walk up to the tavern keeper.
Huh?
I need you to think very carefully. Are you
Okay.
sure you didn't get any names? And he's gonna pull out 10 gold pieces and put them on the bar. Just look her directly in the eyes, not breaking contact.
Kind of glances down.
Hand on my sword.
Jeez. Because, sir, I can tell you, I know their driver. We used to work together. I know he lives in Amman.
Pulls out another 10 gold pieces and puts it on the bar. I need a name, not a
Right.
story.
Of course. Semeth.
And where is Sameth now? Where can he normally be found?
He usually keeps, when he's not on his jobs, he keeps in an apartment above the stables that are closest to the gate if you follow the road.
Fair enough. Keep the gold. He's gonna turn over to Mortis. He's gonna take out the Seeker's Compass. He's gonna ask, can we use this to find the Sameth?
It'll find objects, not people.
what's
Ira's starting to get very impatient. You can see him starting to fidget a little bit. He's going to go back to the tavern keeper and ask where. He's going to go back to the tavern keeper. And, can you tell me where this apartment is?
We told you it's above the stables.
Above the stables?
Stables closest to the gate, yeah.
He's going to leave the tavern.
So it's like at least a day's travel.
Oh, okay. It's not okay.
Yeah.
I guess I would ask.
But as you start to walk out the door, Mortis puts a trunk on your shoulder and turns you around. I understand your urgency, friend, but maybe we should show up rested. It's a long day's travel to get there.
Seraphim, I guess, goes at this point. She goes, and I have, if we get close, I have friends who can look for things too.
I too, I am also in your debt, Serafina. That would be greatly appreciated.
Okay.
Friends? Who are your friends?
um, I, I can ask them to. Okay. So if you guys go up to the loft, she goes, maybe we should go to the loft.
I'm going to stay down here for a minute because I'm not done with them.
Sure. But well, it depends. I know how to do a few different friends.
Oh, show us.
Okay. So these are the easiest ones. And let me see. She looks and she kind of like goes, okay, I'm thinking of the coins that Ira put down. Okay. And puts out her hands, and 3 like cephalopod like things suddenly like grow from her hands. And then they compress down and look like 3 coins. She's like, now, go. And she tosses them, and like legs sprout from the sides, and the coins kind of start to crawl. She's like, and sit. And they just jangle, legs compress in.
That's wonderful.
I can only do 3.
It's quite impressive.
All right. And Charlotte, you wanted to say more down there?
Yeah. That truck, that wagon that you mentioned, where is it?
Like I said, it went to Amman.
How many people?
The driver I told you about, and there were 2 others. And plus their hull.
And who are they?
I don't know.
But you saw them.
Mhm.
What do they look like?
There was both human. One olive, one clear skin. Didn't get much features. They wear those when officially working. They wear those cloaks and stuff.
The cloaks, the league cloaks.
Yeah, lets them know you're on official league business. It's it's one of those things. Like if you give good service, they tell everyone else who wears one that you can get good service here. It's just a thing to usually get some better relations. No one really likes to mess with the league. I mean, because if there ever is any type of work, you're not going to get it.
Kind of look around the room. So the league brought you that fire.
Oh yeah, part of the Neighborhood Investment Act. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And the league hasn't been here in a very long time.
Oh yeah, that was like 10 years ago.
But you still very much like the league.
That's why we have a city. That's why we have all of this. This
I want
was
to insight that.
Yeah.
Oops. 17.
17. They seem to be telling the truth.
That he's favorable to them. Your contact in the league was 10 years ago. Which one was that?
Like I said, sure. If you want to know who it was the blacksmith. Uh, Harry, he lives over there. Again, I'm trying to tell you, uh, we worked, but all that's gone. Almost everyone was fired. No more work. I mean, I wasn't so high up. I never could get past the basic stuff.
Right. Okay. I guess you get a lot of musicians pass through here, right?
Oh yeah, are you interested in performing?
Yeah, actually I am. But I was hoping maybe one of them wouldn't mind selling me an instrument or letting me lease
I don't
one.
think there's anyone around here now. No, I mean they pass
Oh.
through, but they're play for a supper or something, and they make their way to Amman usually.
Well, do you have a piano?
A what?
Do you have an instrument?
I let's see here. I can always look in the lost and found. Let's see. Goes through and pulls out a lute with 3 broken strings. Here you go.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to oh god. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to start playing. And I'm going to play a song of magic here. Using a little something something here called Phantasmal Beauty.
Okay.
They will do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Sounds good. Cool. They get 18.
That actually fails. Okay, so it basically makes their perception at disadvantage for this round, unless they pass at the end of it. And what I'd like to do is, with my hand, try to look for something, a document, or anything I can behind their desk here that might show me information about the League while they're paying attention to me.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, sure. Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Okay. A 26.
Okay. So, you're able to grab a few documents, kind of just that they have. You'd have to kind of probably go to your room to look at them with this, but
Okay.
But when you would take a time, there's little things like, it is marked with the League, kind of things, but it's how to properly care for your automatic cauldron, a little bit of warranty information. There is like and there is essentially what amounts to an address to take all devices in. So it's user manual for that, and seems like the same for an automatic fire suppression timbers. Knocking 3 times on the bar puts out all fires in the inn.
Okay.
And there's a few more for the continuing flame. So basically, I think with the League seems to be more like how to operate, in addition to several slips that are workman slips. If they wanted to, basically, what you can get is that if there's damages done by fire, by use, by anything, and this individual would want to fix it with their magic, they could do so, get a few witness signatures, and take it to an office in Amman and get a payout. And it looks like they have the proper paperwork to do so.
Okay. So what happens is Charlotte begins playing the song, and the bartender, the barkeep, is immediately transported into seeing Charlotte no longer as Charlotte, but can swear they see this person who at one time was the love of their life, and is just entranced in this song of memory, and can't do anything, can't move, barely sees anything, just only is fixated on Charlotte. And as Charlotte begins to finish the song, it's as if that dream goes away, and he probably just feels like he was really moved by that song. Well, thank you so much for letting me borrow it. I do need to get my own. Maybe I can play some songs here. And I'll start getting out of here, because it says it doesn't say that they remember anything.
Okay, sounds good.
And I head upstairs with this big stack of crap that I'm now pulling out of my coat. Okay, everybody, found this. Don't ask.
What is it?
Well, I thought maybe one of the smart people in our group could take a look at it.
First, I think we should make sure they're not like the third will try to identify these to make sure they aren't like the ones in Craighammer where they can listen in on people with the documents.
Absolutely. You go in, and I think kind of knowing what you could potentially be looking for, you do see that these are designed so that if someone would think of them as a scry spell, they would be able to observe an area within 30-foot radius of the object.
Oh. Is there any way to dispel this? Is there like magical effect of a spell on these documents?
It is like into the writing, so you could essentially damage a document enough for it not to be functional.
Oh.
And in the right way.
So we probably want to look at these really quickly while my spell that makes it look different is still in effect, and not talk about important stuff around it.
Okay. Just try to commit it to memory.
And so reading through probably really quickly.
Actually, I'm proficient, I believe, with calligraphy. So I can try to write down things. Yes, I am.
Very nice.
I'll keep an eye out with my 120 feet of it into the ethereal plane to make sure to check for any scrying eyes.
Absolutely. You don't see anything. There's no scrying eyes here. Even Lithra, as you're looking at this, you get the feeling it being dusty enough that like you don't think it was activated in like at least maybe a decade.
They just randomly hand out scrying target focuses to people. That's actually a great idea.
Sufyan looks at it, wondering if she could do the same. All right, but yeah, you can copy if you want to copy down the instructions on how to operate this person's appliances. That's
Oh, yeah.
fine.
I think actually Nana might enjoy these because she could probably make some things like this.
Eric, can you what kind of things have you gotten? You built a person, but can you build something like this?
I don't know. Let me take a look at them.
Here, take a look at the notes version as I continue to scribe.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think looking Ira, you could definitely figure out how to make similar things.
Okay.
Might take
Yeah,
you
I
some-
mean seems pretty simple. I mean, I'd need some metal. I miss my forge. But yeah, I should be able to make this. Just give me some gum and the paperclip. Yeah, I'll be able to do it.
Yeah, judging from what I saw from Luna's inner workings a little bit, I think Ira here is very talented and like much more advanced than being able to make just the cauldrons, things like that.
To hear that, he's just gonna look in disbelief, like, "Wait, what?" Okay.
Yeah, I should be able to make these. Do we need these? I mean,
Well, I mean, you never know. I mean, these might be kind of cool things to have, right? I was
could
really
make
just
them-
looking for league documents, but I found this instead.
I can make these for.
Yeah, and to be clear, they do have like the symbol of the league on them, which is what made you grab them.
That's right.
Like, so these were probably provided by the league. Is basically the whole idea. But yeah, anything else?
Lithra.
Hmm?
Seraphina seems to take a liking to you.
Oh, maybe because when Honeystar was there, we had this really strange talk thing that was supposed to, help us bond. I didn't really know a lot about that, but I think I like Seraphina. She's cool. She can do cool things.
I think it's good that she has someone to, emulate.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like her tentacle stuff. Lithra casts watery tentacles, so now she has 3 like translucent tentacles around her. I mean, like these things are really, really cool, and I feel like if she has a talent for it, she should definitely get trained and get more powerful.
Yeah. I actually kind of agree. Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to Amman.
Pretty sure you can make it to Amman around sunset by tomorrow.
We'll have to ask something of everybody, if I may. If it comes to pass that Luna is in any way shaped, or if Luna is damaged in any way, shape, or form, I may not be able to contain myself. Just because of what my nature is. So I hope I can count on all of you to stop me if necessary.
So you're going to count on the vampire and the lich and the witch.
If need be.
There's nothing wrong with liches.
No, there's not at all. I agree.
But I totally understand that, Ara. I guess when it comes to it, we'll figure things out.
Exactly.
All right.
And if you feel
way,
the
to
need,
way to diffuse a moment there, bud. Damn it. Sorry, go ahead.
if you feel the need to, let some anger out, I think it's healthy.
I just hope they put up a fight.
If there's any indication, they'll put up plenty of fight.
Yeah, Mortis, I've been meaning to ask you, what are your feelings about, I don't know, deities that try to change or morph people? Just asking.
I know that deities often choose champions to suit their needs. Generally find myself less annoyed at deities that give people a choice in that, but I don't know, do you have a particular deity in mind?
Not really. I was just wondering, if, let's say, someone you loved was chosen by a deity, and the person you loved was, changed in some way, you would still love them, right?
Or is this about the watery tentacles?
Oh,
Yeah, Mortis, you still love me, right?
yeah, it's about brazenage.
Okay. I mean, your deity was always going to change you in some way, Brazenage. I'm not really happy about the way it happened, but you seem to have come back as the person I know.
But what if he didn't? What if he, for some reason, decided, hey, maybe I should lean into this thing a little bit more? And,
You mean, what if he came back and wanted to destroy the world?
No, I never said destroy the world. I just meant, what if he came back and he had 18 eyes? Or he came back and he suddenly developed a
You're really
green
asking
skin tone.
a person who's traveling with a vampire and a lich if they would be okay with other people looking different?
I am, because I think
Who has witnessed the rebirth of two different individuals?
I think
One of them multiple times?
it would be a good idea, Mortis, if we shared these things out loud.
Do you really think I would be antagonistic towards that person?
I do not, but I would love to hear it. Wouldn't everyone love to hear that?
Serafina's just sitting in a corner laughing at a wall.
I mean, no, I would not. I mean, what they are isn't what concerns me. It's what they intend to do. Do they intend to destroy the world? Then, yeah, I'm going to have problems with that.
But you'd
Does
still
he-
love them.
I suppose. You can love things that love people and not love their actions and still feel the need to stop those actions.
Exactly.
Still feel the need to save them.
Well, I, for one, feel much better hearing Mortis say that out loud.
Luthor is story-eyed and taking elaborate notes.
He looks over at you. Please don't turn me into a lich.
Oh, okay, if you say so.
Charlotte thinks she helped.
In the paranoia of everything that has transpired, Grayson Edge will definitely be staying up and keeping watch. Just in case there's any fallout that was unaccounted for.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else?
When we get done with these documents, I would assume we'll just try to sneak them downstairs. Anyone else who can turn invisible with me would be greatly appreciated.
Sounds good.
So yeah, no, she would just blow spell
Yeah.
slots to do.
I mean,
passive
it's
alchemist.
easy enough to get these down. These aren't like
Okay.
crazy. These are commoners. You can definitely get this down.
Cool, done. That's what I do.
Okay. Very cool. Anything else? Okay. Very cool. Eventually Serafina stops laughing in the corner and kind of blinks. Oh. Whoa. All right. And then okay. If y'all want to take your rest, you can. Anything before the next day. All right. Very good. Then with the morning, what would you like to do?
I think we should travel towards Iman, because we're on a schedule to save Luna.
I would agree.
Yes, let's go to Amon. Let me manage my spells real quick. So we just had a night's rest.
Okay.
I do have a spell that might make rescuing Luna when we know where roughly she is easier. A lot easier. But I cannot guarantee the success of that spell, and if I can get some help, I would much appreciate that.
What kind of help?
So like you see, I need to think back on all the arcane studies I've had and to make sure that I can formulate a spell in my mind. Because I need to make an arcana check to see if I successfully cast that spell because I don't currently have it. But
Well, I will
some
root for you,
guidance might be helpful.
and it will give you a bardic.
yeah, but like I mean, like once we know roughly where she is, because I need to be within 1,000 miles of her to cast this. I don't know the scale of the map. I don't know how far 1,000 miles actually is, but I can try to get her if the league isn't preventing such magics from functioning.
I mean, given we're a day's travel away, would that make us like 30 miles at most?
I think so, yeah, maybe. Can I... But if I try this and it doesn't work, it might alert them to what we're trying to do.
How about this? Why not use the Seeker's Compass first to see
Yeah.
if she is within 1,000 miles?
1,000 feet. The
Or
Seeker's Compass is
1,000 feet. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
We're not in Amon yet, though.
Right, yeah, you're not in mine yet, so you're
Okay.
still based on your other things.
Okay.
There's some. We learned a lot last night. With that, we might be able to get some more intel in a moment. So,
Good idea. Maybe we should split up. Or
To
not.
travel to Amon?
No. I mean, no. We're traveling together. I just meant when we get there to get some intel. You never know. I Lithra and Seraphina could check out a place. And...
That is actually a great idea.
Yeah, we could do a little field trip.
Mm-hmm.
great, I'll chaperone. Any of the two of you getting into trouble?
No trouble. Absolutely not.
I think they'll be fine.
Lithur's the chaperone.
Yeah, it's my first time being a chaperone. It's going to be exciting.
I think Seraphina's the chaperone.
Okay. It's my first time being a chaperone. It's going to be exciting as well.
But we do need to make it to the city first anyway. Just ideas.
All right. In that case, anything before you go and travel?
Might just ask them if they have mounts here.
You would be able to get you could find a stable here. And they would you can get get a horse where you would turn it in to Iman and be done with it for 30 gold apiece.
Oh. Yeah. I think Charlotte will go ahead and just bring her magic horse. She will just kind of take a few minutes to herself and think very carefully and wait until this beautiful stallion of a horse just comes rushing around from the corner, and she'll stop him and say, Seraphina, if you want to ride, this horse, he's very kind.
Okay. She hops up on the horse.
Yeah, help her up.
take a horse.
Mortis looks at the horse and realizes he might be a bit big for it, and goes back to Arilla.
Amazing. All right, then anything on your way to Amman that you're looking to do?
Is it just
Would there-
open road? Go ahead.
I mean, it's basically road, and there's so on the way to Amman, there's occasionally we see farms and such, but it's a lot of like very squalid living conditions. As you're getting close, it's this expanded far out. It's one of these things you get the picture like the city could be so much bigger and more expansive. But the walls of Amman kind of prevent this because they're secured so far away, and then this is just outer wall living. But you do see things like, especially as you get a little closer, farms tend to be a little better, and then there's like very odd facilities. There seems to be pits where you can see a little bit of rune work, where people seem to throw in piss and crap and wastewater and all these types of things on one end, and it's flowing out clean water on the other, and then being distributed to the fields and farms, animals, and even people kind of get some water out of this large recycling magical thing. But just like here and there, so people have to walk like a little bit to get to it, some maybe an hour or two, but they're put about. The road itself seems good. You actually feel a little lighter on the road, if there might be an enchantment upon it. So there's always like little marks of magic that is making everyone's life better, and it's not uncommon as you go through this to see a spectral hand carrying somebody's groceries behind them, and that type of thing.
So I definitely call it the Horizons.
Yeah.
The amenities, so to speak. I think as we're going up, I think Brazenedge would actually inquire if that's being done by the council, or if it's because of something that was said, right? It's a part of there was a not a proposition, but there's an act that they had been enacting, and that's why the League of Miracles was helping. I just trying to ascertain if that's everything is basically coming down from the council through the League of Miracles, or
yeah. So the nature of this, so we get the nature of this is that, essentially there are yearly grants that are distributed for people who can make different amenities all throughout Amman, though the least amount of money goes to the outer wall, and people can apply for the grants, and then that the government puts forth the council, and then they can order materials usually provided by the league through league shops, that then they will make these enchantments and these improvements. So sort of done sometimes by people who are, so there are people who are able to apply and do it are people who have league licenses, and there are people, and there's a lot of them, you get to feel like a few people you talk to technically have league licenses, because back in the day when there was like essentially the magic work boom in the area, so many people were licensed with the league, and so now it's very competitive, because there might be 50 projects, but over 3,000 people apply or more to do these projects to try to get a little bit of money and improve. little areas, and they're kind of there's different things to it, but that's sort of what you get. There is this kind of funding system, and there's a few places where you can see that there is, as you get a little closer, there is 2 wells outside, in a place. One well where people bring up food, and one well people bring up water. And there's essentially, this was rewarded. There's a little plaque that says, "It's the League gives special thanks to this area for everything they did during the rebuilding time." Based on these people were especially helpful, and so they gave them a well of eternal water and a well of eternal food. Basically. And looking at it, it basically creates food and water every day. Eternal is probably a little bit more marketing than it is reality. It can run out and does run out every day, but that is kind of how they put it forward.
Okay. But that's all I had on the way up.
All right. Now, within about next 5 miles going to the gate is when, even here, and again, still squalid conditions outside this city, but you see what look like a series of poles that extend outward to the communities, and what appear to be silver lines of wire all out, that you sense arcane energy being drifted around. And what you're able to understand is that bottom of these poles, there are these receptacles of silver. And you see people able to draw arcane energy from it and do spell work. And these effectively allow people to power a combination, depending on which one you go across, either a 1st or 2nd level spell. That you think these people might not have been able to do it by themselves. And there are also these little globes that seem to light up at times as well, like for lights. And so it seems to be arcane energies being pumped to the areas, and people are using them in a variety of innovative ways to power little windmills, to do all types of things.
But that is awesome.
Don't like that laugh.
All right. And getting finally to and it is, yeah, the closer you're getting here and getting in the gate, you see kids are playing. They're like, again, like they're sort of like concentrating and playing like pass the water ball, using magic to control it at times, various things like that. It is a little crazy. And specifically as you're going by, you do see a little bit of a fight where you see a young boy being pushed around by 2 girls and 2 boys. Like they're conjuring winds and going wind. They're like, I don't know why you followed us. Look at him, he can't even use magic. And they're laughing. And the one kind of goes, watch this, and they make like a 5-foot hole for them to fall into. Can you climb out?
Hey, get off the course.
Mortis instantly casts silence on them so they can't cast spells.
Okay. So
Okay.
whatever you want to do, they're all adults that seem to be not minding this. So just understand these are people's children. But absolutely. They go,
He'll walk over and pick the kid up.
okay. And they're doing that. Charlotte, what did you want to do?
I'm going to look at them and just say, you don't want to mess with this one. He's not worth it. And I kind of use my fingers to say, come here.
You take that one. Serafina goes, yeah, I'm sorry for my adults. They don't know how to behave themselves. Here, at least, like, and you see her, like, you can see kind of see her. She goes, listen, I took this from their pockets, and she goes to hand them 3 silver pieces. They go, eventually come out of the silence. They go, thanks, and they run away. And she has the biggest, wickedest smile. She looks at Lithra.
Lithra gives her the biggest smile possible and stumps up.
So they just okay.
Well, because you took the little kid, right?
No. I was trying to get the bullies to come to me.
Oh, I thought you were trying to get the one that coming over to you. Okay, sorry. In that case, I'll pause that. They come over to you. I misunderstood.
Okay. Look. This one here, yeah, he's pretty pathetic, but there are better targets, more rewarding targets.
What do you mean?
Well, I can show you some of them tonight. What I mean is, yeah, it's fun to just, push him around and everything, but watch me and learn. And I will just kind of wave over the victim.
Okay. Well, they're in Mortis's arms.
Oh, never mind. Well, what I'm saying is, yeah, you can push him around, you can, make fun of him and all that stuff. That's little kid stuff. I'm talking about it's time to up your game a little bit. For instance, I can teach you. Who wants to volunteer? One of you.
Give me a persuasion check.
25.
That works. Okay. So the one girl goes, okay, what?
Okay. Now, watch me and learn. And Charlotte looks about their age, I'm guessing. I really don't know how old they are. And she kind of looks at her and will cast her phantasmal beauty again. So she'll say, look into my eyes.
Okay. Party.
And I will use my hand to go into her pocket and see if she has anything worth of value.
She has a slingshot.
I take it out and I put it in my pocket briefly, and then I just kind of snap my fingers and end it and say, so, do you have a slingshot?
Oh, what's my slingshot?
Oh, you mean this one? And I pull it out.
Well, that's cool.
I'm telling you, I've got some things I can teach you. Leave this one alone. I'll meet up with you later.
All right. Kind of go, fine. And Tiffany will go ahead and go, oh, and take this. So they get their 3 coins. And Morris, did you want to do something?
Yeah, so helping the one that was the victim, get to their feet and out of harm's way, kind of lead them over back to the group a little bit so that the rest of them kind of keep their distance. What's your story? Why do they pick on you?
Oh, it's because they're trying to be like the gangs in Amman. The one, because not everyone can use magic, and so the ones that have been, it's everyone uses. I mean, if you don't have magic, you're not really worth anything. And like, they were my friends, and then, everyone, we all went to our first class where we learn our spells, and the teacher from on said I wouldn't ever be able to learn magic, and that's when everything kind of went down. People don't really talk to me anymore, and I mean, my parents try not to let me know that they're disappointed, but just say my sister can do it, but she doesn't have to sleep with the cows.
I have plenty of friends who've done amazing things without magic. I would definitely not say that you're worthless without it. Usually they compensate with muscles, but sometimes with cunning, trickery, things like that. But your parents let this happen.
Well, yeah. Everyone does. Not much they can do about it. I mean, they say you got to learn to defend yourself, but it's sort of hard when they can, all gets up on you and they can throw you around or spray mud in your face. And there's so much you can do.
Well, I can teach you some basics of self-defense without magic. Don't know how much it'll help you against the magic, but it'll help you if you get into physical confrontation.
Are you going to be around to do that?
How far out? We're still outside of Amman, aren't we?
Yeah, at this point, probably 4 to 3 miles outside.
Well, I don't know how much time I'll have, but I'll definitely make a point to try and find some way to help you. It might be less direct, but well. Do we have 20 minutes that we can spare, friends?
Oh. You want to take... What exactly are you doing, Mortis?
Teach him some self-defense techniques.
Oh. Well, if you want, Mortis, I could give him some magic.
No.
Okay, just offering, not a big deal. You go right ahead and take your 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Let's find an open space that it's a little less visible than this, and you'll find some sort of like less populated back park or field or something. It's got some open space. It'll take 20 minutes to give them a little brief self-defense demonstration.
You monk training montage.
So watching this.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi style.
Yes. As the orange sun fades behind and silhouettes them, we will end for tonight and come back as we enter on next week.
Elephant Fang or Moradis Doe. I don't know. Moradis Fang.
Alrighty.
More just
All right. Everyone watching, thank you so much, and we will see you next week.